I'm the Hooded Lid and welcome to my channel. I got something yesterday in the mail and I'm pretty excited about it. When I first saw months ago Allie Glines do something on this, and I was intrigued because I always wanted the Natasha Denona gold palette, but I couldn't see spending $130 on a palette that had maybe 2 looks in it. I liked the idea, but I'm not a big, I'm not big on metallics. I think they're very difficult for me because of my hoodedness. They kind of go up like this. I can't do cut creases, I can't do spotlights, etc., etc. So I just couldn't do it, but I loved the blue in here. Loved this, and this. My heart be still. But I thought, is it worth a palette? $130 for 3 colors I really, really love? No. Although these neutral mattes are absolutely usable, I just couldn't. But $15? Yeah, I can. I had hemmed and hawed, and I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't push the button. And then a couple of weeks ago, I went to their website, and it was sold out. And I went to the website again, and it was sold out. And I thought, well, maybe it was limited. Like they make them, when they sell out, they're done. They move on to the next dupe. But then I saw her do this. This is the Sunrise dupe, and I have to tell you the truth. During Black Friday, and well, the Thursday and the Friday and the whole weekend, I was on, actually Natasha Denona's sales started earlier than that, I think on Tuesday. I was on that site all the time, checking boxes, filling my baskets, changing things around because I didn't want to buy something just because it was on sale. That is a very dangerous game, my friend. And I'm aware of that. So I didn't want to buy things that I wouldn't use. And I found that her 5 pans, they were 2-for-1s, but a lot of them had blues in them, which is just my kryptonite. It just doesn't work on me. Greens, same thing. I love blues and greens. In real life, I'm all about them. On my eyes, they're difficult. And I saw something else that I liked, and I put that in, but this was the one I really wanted to get because it was on sale, but I think it sold out immediately. So when I saw Allie do this, I thought, oh, okay, well, who cares? Because here we have it. Now, if you've seen one of my very earlier videos, you saw that I owned the Sunrise. And after I did that look, I thought, I've seen this look somewhere before. And I pulled out some of my palettes and I did side-by-side swatch comparisons. And I felt I had stuff close enough to get there with things like the Natasha Denona Coral Nude Obsessions and the Too Faced Peach Matte palette. But there are beautiful shimmers in here that I just don't have replicated anywhere else, and now I have them. So yay. I decided to give them a try this morning. This is, I swatched them yesterday, but this is kind of first impressions. And I have taken notes. This is the look Allie Glines did, and this is a look that Natasha Denona has instructions for on her site. My eyes are nothing like Allie's, and nothing like the models that she uses, she being Natasha, but we're going to do it anyway. And you can see why. It is important for me to be here for all the hooded gals, because just because it's on a model or another YouTuber, don't mean it's going to look the same. But it's really about what's this pigmentation like. So I'm going to give it a head start with a little bit of foundation. I'm just going to use a powder puff, actually. Don't freak out. I'm going to fix it. Because not only were we looking for, I know there's powder all over my lashes, and I know that because I can barely see. So we're not only looking for color, which I don't have the old palette anymore, but the colors look pretty same, and they look the same on Allie's. But we're looking for pigmentation, how easy it is to work with when you are crepey, and how much it stays on the lid, because if you're hooded, your lids are rubbing against each other and can oftentimes get a bald spot. So I'm just taking a big fluffy and taking off all that powder. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with this eye with the Allie Glines. And Allie started with Morgan, going in with Star, which is the Morgan. in the sunrise. And Allie just worked this into her crease. There you go. It's not going to look the same as it looks on Allie because she has a lot more lights on. Same brush, Nova. She had to really build up with this, and she started at the lower lash line and then worked it up into the crease, and it did not give her the same kind of pigmentation that she got from the Denona. And as you can see, this is not terribly pigmented. I'm going to bring it a little bit higher. Going in with a little more. We'll just keep on, be patient with it. And just kind of circular motions, go in with a little more. Third time. That's probably pretty close. Then she went in with Dawn on the inner third to half. This is one of the shades that I loved in the Denona palette that really made me want it, but it is different in this palette. What I loved about Natasha's is it was almost top coat, and I love that formulation. I like that look. And this one on Allie looked almost metallic. It's really pretty, right? Then she went in with Cosmic on the center of the lid. See? Meh. Now Twilight on the outer edge and lash line. Yeah, this is going to take some patience. And she brought it over the crease as well. I'm just working a little bit higher. A little bit out, just because that's my style. But it really doesn't look that much darker on the lid or on the lash line or on the outer corner. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and just try to buff it in a little bit. I'm just observing that this looks really nothing like what she did, and how lighting makes such a difference. Because I'm sitting here with the door open, so there's a lot of natural light. And then I have two umbrellas just balancing it because, you don't want this side in shadow. I don't have my backlight on, which tends to change things up. So this is a pretty close to natural interpretation of what the look is and what the colors are. And it doesn't really look like what she did. I have a feeling building with this anymore is not going to be productive, but I'm going to pick some up with my pinky. Rub it in there. They feel really soft, the mattes. Here we go. This is dangerous because I don't want it to fall. Yeah, it just does not. It does not have the depth of the Denona. Stellar on the inner corner, and I probably should not do it with this brush. Okay. So that was pretty much her upper lids, and then she did her under eyes and came back and did her lower lids. I guess I'll do the same thing. I don't have as many brushes as Allie does, so I'm just going to spot clean a couple of things. They're going to look dirty to the eye, but they are clean. Sunburst under the eye. And this is a brush from a palette. I think it's from a Anastasia palette. And she did it kind of low down because she knew she was going to layer some other colors and she wanted this to be seen. I think for what she was going for, this is fine. Really can't tell what the pigmentation like and what the build is like just doing the under eyes, in my opinion. Soul. And this color is a little bit brighter and she went a little bit higher with it. So closer to the lash line. I think she kind of joined the purples, but again, her eyes are very different than mine. Flare with a push brush. And she went really, really close to the lash line. All right. She did a couple of other things after this. I think she went back into classes. She did some more in the inner corner, and yeah, she did 2 more things in the inner corner. I'm not going to. It's just, those are metallics, the shimmers, and those are performing very well. It is actually the mattes that aren't performing super, super well. They're buildable, but the clove isn't that buildable. This isn't clove, actually. This is the dupe for clove, which is Twilight. It's a little sheer, or it just, I don't know. Maybe it's the light. I'm just going to do some of my own handiwork here and go back into that first peach, that first crease color, and bring it up a little bit, because you can no longer see that. And just buff this a little bit. Just because I feel like it needed to be buffed. Now it just looks like one color, but the look I think is pretty. The mattes I'm really unsure of. So now we're going to do this side with a tutorial that Natasha Denona has on her site. So she didn't do it herself. It's not a video, but she has a picture, and then under the picture it says, here are the steps. And let's do that next. It's business time. Let's take a look. She started with Cornelian, and that is Soul. Soul. This scares me, ain't gonna lie, because I'm using my usual first brush crease. Wow, it's starting to get warm. For the last couple of days I've been so cold, like shivering cold. And now I'm thinking, I want to put a white beater on. It's there. It's just, it's so weird. When I saw other people using this, they were like, wow, pigmentation. I'm going to go for something a little bit more dense. Not because I think it's called for this look, but because I want to see how this color performs. Because it's, you know, it's quite bright. It's like Cheeto dust. That's better. Now I'm getting nice pigmentation from this. And crepey lid approved so far. This lid is much crepier than this one. So I think that was 2 or 3 dips. I think that was 3 dips. But this is the color it should be, and it does get there, where that Twilight color I didn't feel really got there. Now's our opportunity to put it to the test again, though, because she went in with Twilight, which is Clove, on the outer third. I'm going to use this denser side and see if that helps me out. It does. Okay. So instead of going in with a fluffier brush and kind of buffing, a more dense and smaller brush will get you the pigmentation you need from Twilight, I think. You know what? Let's try it on the other eye. Because maybe the problem is it's just not going to work on top of that other color. Yeah, I think that's what the problem is. It's just not working like I would like it to work on top of the first color put down. But here, it's working fine. All right. Flare. Another one that is, oh, this is working fine. Whoa. Okay, straight out of the gate, no problem with this. I'm putting it on top of that first color, that Cheeto dust color, and no problem. Thumbs up for that color. Nova. Now with Nova we're supposed to be diffusing the edge of the Twilight and then pull in. But the Twilight doesn't have much of an edge because it's a difficult shade. But this one is fine. So diffuse the edge and pull in. Next is Inner Corner Azalea, but I don't know which color that is here. So I'm going to skip that. And then Inner Crease with Cornelian, going back with Soul, the Cheeto dust color. And she said to go to the inner, but I already have it there. But okay. Okay, we'll do what you think. I'm just kind of buff these a little bit together. Star. She wants to do the inner corner with us, so she's the boss. And this was what we started this side with in the crease. Inner lid. And I'm trying my hardest not to fat finger this. And I might have succeeded. See, the shimmer shades are very, very nice in here. So this just became a look. Ray for lash line, under, lower lash line. Huh. Okay, I took these notes, I thought pretty well, but the look that I saw on her site, it seemed like there was more shimmer on the outside. So I'm going to go in with Cosmic. It is a pretty look as it is now. I'm just going to blend, because this does not look like a Natasha Denona creation, although I would be willing to bet it might be photoshopped a little bit, and of course the skin that she's working with is quite a bit younger, but it seemed to me that there was a lot of shimmer on that eye, like the whole eye looked metallic. It still doesn't look like a Natasha Denona creation, but I think we're closer. Okay, I think that is going to do it. Looking in this mirror here, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. Let me do my under eyes. Let me do my cheeks, and let me come back. All right, and here is the final look. I did a little bit of blush, a little bit of lips, and filled my brows. No mascara, no bronzer, no highlighter, no nothing. And you know what? The eyes look really nice in all three mirrors that I checked. And this is actually even wearable. It doesn't look like what she created on her website, but you know how that goes. The eyes are different, and the palette is in fact different. But I would say overall, these are nice performers. The only problem is the twilight. That is just a difficult one. And everything else I think performs pretty well. I would say these two perform great. This yellow has to be built a little bit. The shimmers and metallics are beautiful, no problem there. And yeah, I think I tried almost everything except for maybe this one. That's going to wrap it up for me. I think this is a solid palette for $16. You can't go wrong. You could spend $16 worse when it comes to eyeshadows in the drugstore, even though this is not actually in the drugstore. You have to go to their website to order it. I'm glad that I have it. One of the things that I really liked about the Sunrise palette were the yellows, because I don't have any yellows in my collection that are solid, and now I feel like I have, if nothing else, I have several really beautiful shimmers, and I have some solid yellows. And that's fine, because I have colors like this. In fact, the peach palette has a color like this that's probably better. I'm really, really pleased with the looks that I end up getting. I'm going to pull you in. Boom. I like it. And it is crepey lid approved, and so far it's hooded lid approved, which means your hood kind of like, there's friction as you open and close your eyes, and then usually the color just falls away, and it is intact on this eye and intact on this eye. So hooded lid and crepey lid approved. The colors are pretty spot on. Couple of glitches, but generally I'm going to say this is worth it for $16. If you don't want to spend the if you don't want to spend the $65, 16 is pretty good. If you're buying for a present for somebody, maybe a teenager, someone who's just getting started and you want to give her some variety to play with, or if you yourself, like me 5 years ago, stopped wearing makeup and you want to get back into it but you don't know where to start, maybe start with something that's 16 bucks and then move on from there. Once you find the colors that are working for you, you can up your game and maybe even get the same one in the Sunrise and see what the difference is. I have to say this, caveat emptor, I adore Natasha Denona palettes. I have 3 of the large ones, maybe 3 of the 5s, and maybe 1 or 2 of the minis. My favorite shadows, I like Huda shadows a lot too, and Anastasia shadows are also nice. Nothing against her, but not everybody can afford $130 or even $70 for a palette, and I'm cool with it. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again.